So, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, our next speaker is a seasoned professional with 23 years of experience in leading pharmas, including Roche, Novartis, Sanofi, and many more. He is none other than our very own Tanbir Sajib sir, who is currently serving as Chief Marketing Officer at Renata Limited. He has been internationally awarded Philippines 2008 and Thailand 2006 for marketing excellence. He is also an adjunct faculty, keynote speaker on marketing, management, leadership, career counseling, and motivational enhancement at reputed universities and digital media. Not just this, Tanvir sir is a freelance writer and passionate contributor to music as lyricist for country leading musicians. Please join me in welcoming Tanvir sir. Sir, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much. I'm sure, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you're
Yes,
audible.
sir.
Thank you very much, Marita, for your kind words. And thanks to Mr. Sadman and Mr. Mujahid for their valuable speech. I think that is quite entertaining and quite informative for the audience. The first being from Dr. Mujahid. And I really pray for his mother, and who is passing through a challenging time, but still he managed to join this program. Really appreciate, and he touched upon a couple of points on the brand management that was quite valuable for the young leaders, I would say. And also thanks to Mr. Sadman, who portrayed the Bangladesh pharma market current and future aspects. So coincidentally, my talk will not be the repetitions, will be in different, focusing on the brand. That will be kind of connecting to Dr. Mujahid's talk a bit, and I will share a couple of slides and go through it. This I basically captured based on my learning of last two decades. Let me just share the slides first, and I think then Shazia, let me know that when my screen is visible.
It's visible. Yeah, it's almost, yes, visible. Yeah.
I think it's now full screen. Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Can
we have a full screen of that, Tanvir sir, if possible? Yeah. Now it's perfect.
I think it's full screen now. Yeah. So before going to the presentations, the topic of the presentations I put like this: unveiling success formula. So it's not exactly a success formula. I would say it's an insight sharing. The last 2 decades, what I learned and what I observed the professionals contributing to the success of the pharma industry. Rather, I would say how a brand is built, how the successful brands are built in the pharma market in Bangladesh. So this is before going that, I would like to share that I joined this fantastic organization, Renata, just a couple of months back, 6 months back. As you know about Renata, is one of the leading and reputed pharma in the country, currently in the verge of going significantly global. We are celebrating our 30-year journey this year from Renata. It has been a journey of 50 years together, if I just count the Pfizer journey in Bangladesh. But last 30 years, what Renata did, Renata really evolved a lot. And currently we have 67 bioequivalent products. We got accreditations from US FDA, UK MHRA, Australia, and many other global accreditations. And we are investing a lot on the quality leadership that we can really serve across the globe. Because be it Aristopharma, be it Renata, be it SKF, be it Square, Beximco, this is one thing we are really united together, that representing Bangladesh to the globe. As Mr. Sadman mentioned, and also Dr. Mujahid mentioned, that these days Bangladesh is really doing a great job in pharma sectors, not only serving 98 or 99% of the domestic requirements, they are in a position of supplying products across the globe. And this supply is not confined to South Asia only these days. Now it is beyond South Asia. Now it is in Europe. Now it's in the US market, Latin America, and across all geographies. And you know that the people who are connected here, Bangladesh, India, and other countries, that for that, these companies are really pursuing a lot on building the quality leaderships. So that is a fantastic era, I would say, that I really observed last 23 years, how working for global big organizations and local leading organizations, how the pharma market in Bangladesh evolved a lot. So why I put this line, that unveiling success formula, couple of points that could be repetitions for many of you that I want to highlight as Dr. Mujahid also touched upon a couple of points, that how a brand is really built. Before going to that, say just a quick share. I can skip that because this is already shared by Marita. So if you look at the Bangladesh pharma market, just one slide on Bangladesh pharma market, if you look at that, this is a market of it's a highly crowded market already. So it is 30,000 crore local currency, Bangladesh currency market, and we have more than around 200 players, 200 pharma companies are operating, and also I would say that 8,000 brands. So it's a huge market and huge competitions going across. If you look at, and I would like to share one thing, that that India market, which is far larger than Bangladesh market, and you had it. I would say that Vivek sir, the Shoti, and many other people who have been the organizers of this program, you have the clear visibility of Bangladesh market. You have been working a long time in Bangladesh pharma market on developing, on training, on mentorship programs in this country as well. So, so from that knowledge, you know that in Bangladesh and India, almost the similar dynamics going on. So never-ending promotional activity and business offer is going on. There are growing share of voice every day. There are first time in Bangladesh launches by every companies on regular basis. And also these days, you might observe that even the global players are not in a positions to stay here in Bangladesh. So if you look at last 5 years, look at Sanofi, look at Organon, look at and other pharma companies, they're in the positions to have a strategic partnership of the local companies so that they can also continue their product portfolio in the country. So in these competitions, if we really look on that unveiling success formula, I am just focusing on the brand manager perspectives, marketing perspectives. In this competitive landscape, I recall in my pharmacy department, we have 55 people from Dhaka University. And in those time, also more than 300, 400, 500 pharmacists, another 400, 500 doctors, and other professionals enter every year in pharmaceutical market as a professional. So not everyone when entered in the pharmaceutical job can succeed. Like every brand cannot succeed. A company launches 10, 12, 13, 15 brands a year, but particularly 1 or 2 brands become very successful in the pharma market. That is the kind of discussions in everyone's discussions point that this brand is damn successful. Some brands are very mediocre, and some brands didn't see have never had the opportunity to see the light of success. So what makes the difference for a pharmaceutical marketeer to put a brand to see the light of success? So to my best of knowledge, in last 2 decades, I found that marketing innovation. So that important point of Dr. Mujahid that I also believe in, that moving from KPI-driven marketing to ownership-driven marketing. So marketing innovation, many of us believe and many of us really think that pharmaceutical marketing is a personal selling, is quite stringent, regulated. Yes, it is regulated, it is stringent, it is quite more of personal selling, but innovation has unlimited boundaries. So innovation is the name of the game. And if you look at the promotional campaign, in the literature gift or product formulations, even the brand name, packaging, in every aspect, a brand manager can bring innovations. And that creates success factors in the pharma market. So as Vivek sir mentioned in one of his speech, as Dr. Mujahid mentioned, that don't be bogged down with the Excel data. So as a brand managers, many of the juniors are here who are really doing exciting roles in the pharma market in Bangladesh. I know many of them are really contributing a lot in the pharma market success these days. So I see the brand managers in my company, my earlier organizations, and also in the competitive segments. The brand which is the sparking, it is because of one of the key contributions from the brand managers. That person is different. That person, he or she, is thinking different beyond the KPIs. So marketing innovation, and one thing I believe from the beginning of my career, when I was a brand manager, so I started my career as a product executive from Roche, and spent my long time in Novartis and those days, that you as a brand manager, basically you are the CEO of your brand. So I talk to my team in Renata, we have a large team of marketing. I said them, I am the chief marketing officer, but you are the chief executive officer of your brand. Just imagine the Renata's brand, Max Pro, which is the second largest brand in the Bangladesh pharma market. So those people who contributed to the success of this brand, I'm not talking about only Renata's brand. Look at healthcare, look at Square, Beximco, Incepta, Escape, Aristopharma, Acme. Novo Nordics has a brand. My earlier organization, say the global company, is a brand in Mixter. If you see the last IQVIA report, it's the 10th brand in the pharma market. The 10th brand is made by only 100 reps in the marketplace. Only 100 reps. This is possible. It's possible based on the brand dimensions. It requires a strategic thought process that how to capture the market share. So a brand manager should ideally think as a chief executive officer that what could be the revenue, what could be the investment plan, what could be the customer segmentations. And for that matter, I will put that slide later on. The customer centricity is the major thing that I will end up with that slide. So if I really move on, this era, I mean that when we started our journey two decades back, I would say it was really difficult to think about the digital innovation and transformations. But these days, I would say last more than 10 years or 10 to 12 years, in Bangladesh pharma market as well, if you look at the Salesforce deployment systems, Salesforce monitoring and the reporting systems, and also there are good steps are going across the market in the promotional dimension. If you look at the QR code driven, the electronic, different innovations are there. That has 2-3 benefits. What are the benefits? One benefit is that you reduce the load of the papers. This is useless at the end of the day. And if you can have a really good survey with top 1,000 doctors in the country, they will eventually tell this is a waste of resources and it's really, really annoying. But we are still giving the papers and papers. So really need to think that how we can really innovate something great, that a doctor, a potential doctor, a customer, or a chemist can have a brand reminder or brand affiliations in a very unique way, innovative way, that can have a long-lasting impact on the brand retention in the customer's mind. So that's the innovation. It doesn't require significant investment. It requires a brainstorming. It requires a passion for the brand manager to really look at the need of the brand and customize some innovation across digital era. So I see that we need to get out of typical promotional approach and offering the efficiencies, I would say. It's the offering the efficiencies. It's not the wastage of papers only. It's a huge amount of, it's a load in the total ecosystem that we are putting the papers every day. So these days is electronic, this is paperless. So think of that how the innovation, and there are fantastic things you can bring in the doctor chambers, in the mobile, in other formats. The doctors will get captured the attention of your brand, of your rep. Just imagine in Bangladesh or India, a doctor is visited by 20, 25, 30, 40 reps a day. The person who can really break the monotonous time of the doctor, who can really offer some innovations in doctor chambers. So this is one of the key areas, the digital innovation and transformations. These days is medical marketing. There is no call the marketing one. It's the medical marketing excellence. So that brand building, I saw different brand building across my career span. I started my career with one of the fantastic brands in Bangladesh pharma market that many of you are listening to are aware of. I started my career with Rivotril in Roche 23 years back. Just imagine, Rivotril was no brand at that time. Now it is the 11th largest brand in Bangladesh pharma market. So I saw that growing this brand significantly, and now it is one of the top 10 brands in the Bangladesh pharma market. I saw many brands that really get momentum is driven by the scientific information. So this is very important, that wow, the medical content leverage the marketing. So medical marketing excellence could be many things like the quality leaderships, technological excellence, international accreditations, business landmark, passion-centric statement, many of the things captured in a promotional process. This medical marketing excellence is the need of the time. So if you look at the typical, say, indication-wise promotion, doctor will not listen to it. How many times you go in the doctor chambers and promote that indications? So you need to bring some stuff, say medical marketing excellence. And one of the important thing that I feel that I put consciously this slide, that the company who are successful, the brand who is successful, it is the best in collaboration with the sales and marketing. That is the biggest. You know that I spent my first 10 years in marketing role. I was head of marketing in Sandoz for 5 years. Before that, I worked as the brand manager another 7 years. But from that time, starting from Sanofi time, I led sales and marketing both. And then I started learning that looking at a different perspective, because sales and marketing, they are the essential contributor of the success, but they have a different perspectives. So if you look at from the sales, the marketing perspectives, and if you look at marketing from sales perspectives, that are different. And the brand that gets success, that get significant success, only when that marketing team and that the brand managers, brand owner, create synergy between the sales team. It depends on that. So it's very tricky. It cannot be visible. It cannot be visible like marketing innovation, a very good literature, very good content, a great innovation in digital area, very much visible to the top management and the customers level. But sales marketing collaboration is not visible. It's a perception. It's a feel. And that is not so easy, I can tell you. That requires significant going to the market. Many times with the customer centricity. Customer centricity starts from your meeting your first customer, that's your sales team. So when you go to field, so it's not that you meet your doctors and chemists. Before that, it's important that how you meet your customers. So customer centricity, this is a precursor that how sales marketing collaborations takes place. If you see this diagram, it's arbitrary diagrams. It's one is sales, one is marketing. The dream teams comes in the overlapping, and these overlapping can squeeze and can go. It can be 95%, 100% overlapping. That's the goal. That's the objective. That's the objective of looking into sales marketing. If you are the brand managers, if you want to see yourself as a group product managers, marketing manager, head of marketing, director of marketing, chief marketing officer, or whatever the designations, doesn't matter. But you really have that confidence from your sales team. I mean, the confidence curve, the feedback. If you are really be with the sales team, you are a person who gets regular feedback. And you know that getting feedback from your sales team is the best way to drive your brand. This is the best thing for the brand building. I see brand managers who receives 20, 30 calls a day. I see brand manager who receive literally no call a day. How it happens? It happens. Sorry.
Everyone, please keep on mute. We will be having a Q&A session later. Yeah, please, Tanbir sir.
Yeah. So this is a fantastic point that everyone in marketing, if is a brand manager sessions, that your primary customer is your sales team, and one thing I learned in my career when I was in Novartis, I was listening to one of the CEOs' speech, and he said, for a pharma company, 2 persons are most important. 2 persons. Guess who are the 2 persons? Number 1 is a scientist who invent the product, or for a company like us who are the product development people, so brings the innovative products in the marketplace. And number 2 is not ranking by 2, equally important is the medical reps, because they are the revenue generator. So as a brand manager, you have that respect that my success is solely dependent on my reps who are putting their efforts far better than me. Then you are successful because you are in that stage at that point in time. I'm sorry, I'm not sure that whether my talk is making any sense to all of you. I'm talking a bit casually, and I'm just sharing my thoughts.
And we are personally taking all the notes, Tanbir sir. So please.
And at least to me, it's making a lot of sense, sir. It's making a lot of sense to me.
Thank you very much, sir. Sales marketing collaborations. Sales marketing. Hey, here is Shams. I know. I saw Shams. I can give an example of Shams. I saw Shams in Nuvista Pharma. I was the head of marketing over there. So he was one of the person I saw that he was experimenting this promotional approach in the marketplace. Sometimes it was seems quite risky, but it is really paying off, that innovation. So coming to this point, that dream team is the ultimate, and you know that who has the major role of making a dream team? Marketing people. Because you need to go one step ahead. You need to go there. You need to meet them. You need to talk to them. You need to support them in the sales team, and you become successful. Making a brand is just like this. If you have the best level of communications with your sales teams and making them convinced on your brand attributes and promotional approaches. So this is important, customer centricity. This is the most important thing. If you ask me that if Vivek sir tell me that you have 2 minutes time, Tanbir, to talk about one thing for your 23-year summary, I would say customer centricity. So nobody has the luxury to avoid customers. Day one of this year, I started with meeting one of the top KOLs of the country. I went to the field on the January 1st, not to the office to cut a cake. That days is gone. Days are gone. So going to the customers, meeting top 5 customers on the day 1, and then going to office for some work, that makes a lot of sense for my business. So customer centricity. And if you go to customer, after 10 years or 20 years of what a successful brand, you get certain insight that after 20 years of the successful journey, you change the brand landscape with certain feedback. So customer centricity is the name of the game, but getting a feedback is not enough. Implementing on the feedback and working on the feedback is equally important. I'm not going to the matrices. This will take some time, but you see the one matrix, the bottom right. If I say the customer success virtuous cycle, so if you start if you see that, why do we start? If you start with the product and you offer some value, even the product has nothing to say. You need to offer certain value to customers. What it does and offer to your patients or your customer. Then customer outcomes will take place, and then stickiness. Customer outcomes may not be long lasting if your offering is not value-adding. So stickiness is important. And then at one point, high loyalty built because of the quality outcome of the product and the information flow you are offering. And this is how the high loyalty is finally making a big brand. So last one, I would say that last slide, this is one of my favorite, and I would say not last 23 years. This I basically learned in last 1 decade, last 12 years, I would say, starting from Sanofi time and Novartis time, and also these days in Renata time. I see that this is one of the learning of marketing team. As again, the one component, as Dr. Mujahid say about Vivek sir, that you as a brand manager, you should not be buried with the Excel data. So the point is connecting the dots. You see the lot of data. If you see in this screen of computer monitor, you see a lot of data also. So connecting the dot is the name of the game. So you have millions of data. Just have a look. Many of you are aware. If you see this data, the first see the knowledge. That when you see many data, that's basically the knowledge base. But if you really build on your experience, you can convert this data to some meaningful structures, like the second one. But just imagine, if you have the knowledge and experience, and you are really innovative, creative, you can build very meaningful structures with the same data. So what is important here? So you have the Excel sheets, and you have the 10, 20 Excel sheets by your data analytic providing to you. But important is, as a brand manager, what are the 3-4 data you take? And then this is not enough. Connecting the dot is not enough. It is important that interpretations, what does it mean? Then you decide, decision-making process. But that is one part of the story. Now it is the most important how you communicate to your sales teams and making it implemented. So if I summarize this slide, connecting the dot is the name of the game. but it's not enough that you pick the right data and connect the dots. And you based on that, you decide something, you implement something, and make sure your team is also implementing in the marketplace. So that was kind of some steps I wanted to share. If I just summarize these 4 points, I talked about the importance for the brand manager starting with the marketing innovations and acting as a CEO. That is very important, meaning that taking the full ownership and complete responsibility of your brand as a parent, investment plan, business plan, customer plan, everything as a CEO. And then digital innovation and transformation is equally important these days. Then sales marketing collaborations is very, very important. Connecting the dots, meaning the data sanity, making a decisions on the data and implementing is equally important. Last but not the least, the previous slide is the most important, the customer centricity. And your customer, starting with your sales team, and then the doctor's chemist. So your primary customer, your sales team, if they buy in your concept, your 50% work is done. So I will not extend further. As Marita mentioned, that I had a significant passions on working on this. I have some publications of books planned these or coming years. So there are some online steps. If you search with my name, you will get it. These are some patented items. Like this is one example. I put it in alphabetically, that A, B, C, D to reach E. What does it mean? The attitude, aptitude, believe and behave, compliance and consistency, discipline and determinations bring you to execution excellence. You can have details in the YouTube versions that is available online. I have one more formula that is also patented, that is the summary of this, that everything starts with P, the product, process, plan, people. The probability of peak or poor performance, it all depends on one catalyst. It's like a scientific reactions. That is passion. So your passion defines everything. You might have the best product in your company. You might have the stringent process and the best plan in hand. You have the most innovative and most powerful and dynamic people in your team. But as a brand manager, if you are missing passion, then the probability of performance, it going down from peak to poor, or vice versa. You can convert your poor performance to peak performance. If this catalyst, it's like a reactions. If you see the scientific, the hydrogen plus oxygen formulating water, you need some catalyst. So catalyst is passion. So your passions is basically everything. So I always believe in this quote in my career journey of Zig Ziglar. So your attitude, not your aptitude, determine your altitude. So your mindset, your passion is the key for the brand success. Sky is the limit. There is nothing called impossible in pharma market. Within that process, within that company policy, in Renata or any other pharmaceuticals company, they have a stringent process, policy, and directions. Within that, you can really, really invent. You can really be successful. And this is you who can make the difference. I think I have taken a lot time. And I think that I should stop right now here. And thank you very much. Especially, I take the opportunity at the end of my sessions to thank Vivek sir, Swati, Shadia, and all the people related to Pharma State and all the people related to World Pharma Brand Managers Week Organizing Committee for organizing such fantastic sessions for several days, and particularly one day for Bangladesh. That means a lot to all of us. And I should not forget to thank all the people who have taken out your time on the Friday to connect to these sessions. I really, really appreciate all the participants and all the organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It means a lot for us too. And with that, I think you have woke some energies in the speaker level and with the audience as well, because we have two raised hands, Shams and Vivek,
Sure.
sir. Vivek, sir, please.
Tanbir sir, you spoke scintillingly. I mean, I love the session tremendously. And one point of yours which really impressed me was customer centricity, apart from the collaboration between marketing and sales. Now, coming to customer centricity, I remember way back, I had read an article. This article was written way back in 1960 or so in the Harvard Business Review, called Marketing Myopia, by Ted Levy. Ted Levy asks in that article, do you know who is our customer? And when Tanvir sir was speaking about customer centricity, my question to all the farmer people, whether in Bangladesh, whether it's India, do you know who is your customer? Do you know who is your customer? And everybody says it's the doctor. Undoubtedly, doctors are very important customers. But who pays for the drug? Who pays for the drug? The patients. The patient pays for the drugs. And so far, no one, even in India, have really acknowledged patients as our customers. Patients are as important as doctors, our customers in the coming years when biopharmaceuticals, biosimilars are going to rule the market. And I predict by 2038 or so, biopharmaceuticals both in India and in Bangladesh, they will dominate around 70% of the market. And then when people will realize what is the importance of patients when it comes to precision medicine, when it comes to personalized medicine, that becomes even more important. So Tanvir sir, he touched on a very, very important topic, which is very dear to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. And Shams, please.
Sir, I can ask you anytime at office, but still, because it's relevant now. But I think we were talking in a group, and we were really fascinated by the slide where you showed connecting the dots. That was outstanding. So when we are, as a international business, working in this global segment, when we are trying to connect dots in local market, and when we are connecting dots in the global aspect, what are the things you will suggest us to consider, which is different from the local market?
I think that that is a must. So differences. It exactly the context. Meaning, if you work in a global market, the same theory is applicable, isn't it? Say, for example, if you work in a business expansion in Sri Lanka market, you need to be the best person in terms of the knowledge and gathering all the information about Sri Lanka market, about pharmaceutical operations over there, about the competitive landscape. And you all put all the data in front of you, and then you pick the right dot to be connected. If you go for the US market, that's a different requirements. And I mean, that theoretically is the very same, meaning the connecting the right dots. And before that, you need to collect all the data and information required for that business and expansions or entry. For example, in certain market, we are not even operating. Many Bangladeshi pharmaceuticals are nowadays expanding their horizons to European markets. So not every market we are operating in. And even in the Europe, because of this that you are operating in Norway market, it is not obvious that you can enter in the Sweden market. It could be perceived the same, similar market, but not exactly the same. So knowing that requirement is important, visiting that market is important, talking to the right person is important, and going through studying that business entry requirement is equally important. And then you have a brainstorming with your experts that how we can make the choices and how we can make the business over there. So remains same. The theory remains same. It's all about connecting the dots, because there are a lot of data.
Yes, sir.
What 3-4 important information you need for that to take place. That's important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Shams. And with that, though time is constrained over here, but still we have one question, Tanvir sir. Someone from the audience, Sampath Kumar, HLL Life Care Limited, have asked this question. What are the probable areas of conflicts between sales and marketing? And what are you suggest as a proactive measures?
You know that the probable area of conflict, say, in Bangladesh, India, is a kind of similar market. That status, there is always a confusion between sales marketing professional, between the hierarchy. I just make it open. That's always perception that he is in a higher position, I am in a lower position, or he was in a lower position, higher position. So it depends on your personality. Your personality. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? If I go to the market, if I see a senior PSO, I take the opportunity to greet him first before he takes the opportunity to greet me. What is the benefit over there? Then I get a better access in his mind. So the one portion could be that that perceptions of hierarchy, lowerarchy, that could be one perception that is not openly discussed, but that could be in the mind of sales team, that a person could be consciously dealing with that with some good approaches, good communications. This is one. Number two, that you see the marketing people have the brand leadership decisions. Then, and he is in a position, there is a call that the product managers, without leading a team, can lead a team. There is a person, the product manager, the best example, without a team, how he's in leadership position or she is in a leadership positions, product manager. So that is very tricky. So when someone is not reporting to you, but first of all, I really appreciate, this is a fantastic questions, that when salespeople, be it a first line manager, a medical reps, when they are not reporting to a brand managers, but brand manager is in a position to make sure the implementation of this strategy is right there in the marketplace. So it's not so easy. It's not so easy. Then your approach, let me tell you the best solution to that. You need to be in the field. Talking to them over Zoom will not work. Will not work. You can talk because one person, he cannot go to whole India or whole Bangladesh market in 6 months time or 1 year time. So you need to find out that as an example, that is your major market or some, remote market, you can sample that you decide this is a very new strategy we are going to implement. So let me also move around some cities to work with them. Then they feel that we should listen to this guy or lady or person. He or she is fantastic. Not only the unique idea, she has that understanding to connect with us. She feels that passion. So I mean that going there, talking to them, talking to their languages is important. And sometimes, one of the another point you mentioned, that what is the probable area of conflicts, there is some resource support. I mean that sometimes sales marketing is always looking at, I'm not getting proper support for the business. Marketing people is saying that I'm not getting return out of the investment I'm making here. So this is also a tricky area. So that is also a judgmental call you need to really deal with very cautiously, that how you make a balance between the resource allocations and return on investment. So it's not so cut method that I give 10, you give 10 is not going that way. You need to also assess that development pattern. If you invest heavily on certain market, you need to look at that how the business progresses over there. Before that, you need to also look at how the people over there looking it seriously and taking some measures. Based on that, you should also support them. So I think there is no clear-cut mechanism and matrix to say that how the conflict can be minimized. It depends more, it goes more responsibility to brand managers. I always believe that you have a major role to minimize the conflict. I would not say make it zero, cannot be zero at any point in time. Minimize the conflict with your approaches, with your communications, with your presence, being with them at customers front together. All these activities will minimize the conflict.
Thank you, Tanbir. So this brings a wealth of knowledge to everyone here. And Marita, yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Your journey through various leading pharmaceutical companies and international accolades truly brings a wealth of knowledge to our event. Thank you very much for your insightful presentation.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Really
And with that, as much as I'm overwhelmed with the dignitaries enlightening us with all the insights on Bangladesh pharma industry and brand management, would like to know from our audience on the same. Samir, can we have the poll, please? Looking ahead, which aspect of pharmaceutical marketing do you think will undergo the most transformation in the next decade? What do you think? Be it India, be it Bangladesh, what is your choice on that? Digital marketing and e-commerce, patient-centric approaches, personalized medicine, global collaborations. Uh, Tanveer sir, Sadman sir, and Dr. Mujahidul have put a very good perspective on the industry in India as well as in Bangladesh. So, what is your opinion on that? And I still see that not everyone has participated. Guys, please participate, please. And I see 63% of votes to patient-centric approaches. I think Tanveer sir, Vivek sir, and every one of the speakers will be agreeing to the part that yes, the aspect of patient-centric approaches will undergo the most transformation in the next decade. And we can end the poll here. Samir. Okay, it's 63%. Thank you all of you to for the votes. And over to you, Vanita. We can now formally start with our brand chat sessions.